Hello, boys and girls. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm having a lovely, beautiful, wonderful day here in Paradise, Red Mesa, in New Mexico. And again, it's a nice, warm, sunny day. Man, oh man, oh man, we got to talk about something. I came across this today and I wanted to share this with you. Take a look at this thing. I don't know if you've heard about it. It's called Operation Snow Globe, and it's supposed to be, I mean, everybody's on board with this, and it's like, oh, yay, it's kind of like the Q thing, or it's part of it, I guess. And what they're saying is that Donald Trump fooled them all, and they were trying to have Hillary in there, and they're going to run they're going to run Michelle Obama against Trump, and they got control of the ballot machines and everything, and so they're going to have Michelle Obama as the next president. Well, let me tell you a couple of things about that. It was called, remember, Operation Snow Globe. That's what that FBI agent said, who was very high up. He was in Salt Lake City. That's where their headquarters is, in Provo, Utah. That man was probably Mormon, because most of the FBI is run by the Mormons, because they're a clandestine organization with secrets sent in by the York Rite, Brigham Young, to go to the West and take over the governments. I mean, they have the control of Nevada, Las Vegas. Remember the senator from Las Vegas who was Mormon? They have control of Mitt Romney. He was running for president. Of course, he knew he wasn't going to become president. This is all set up. It was a show he put up. They wanted Obama to become president. Now, at that time, they were running Obama against Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney didn't even act like he wanted to win. He praised Obama, and now he hates Trump. And he desperately hates Trump. He might as well be a liberal, just like his brother down there in Las Vegas. What's his name? Harry Reid. Well, I know something about the government there in Las Vegas. There is a convention center there. And you may say, well, what's that? That's not part of the government. Well, it's part of the reason why Las Vegas exists, and everybody comes there and sells their wares. All the most powerful companies in the world set up little booths at the convention, like a grand fair, right? Like expose, or how they would, what are those? I can't remember the name. Like these world fairs that we talked about with Chilago, and then they'd burn everything down. They were supposed to be presenting to the world the greatest technology, the most up-to-date projects that they're working on, and they're displaying all of this to who? Ordinary citizens walking around, looking at the booths, seeing what they like. It's they just came out with a new Hasbro game, or whatever. Who makes those games anyway? Some new battery or car mechanism, or a new phone, or whatever. They display them there. So they're big companies telling everybody what their new idea is for the next generation. And the guy who ran that whole place, his name was Newsom. Now, that's interesting, because the governor of California's name is Newsom. Well, I happen to be married to this man's sister, and he was very powerful, because he got me a very powerful job where there at the convention center, where I would work for 2 days, and I made $3,000, and then I worked for 3 days and would make something like $4,000. I mean, it was quite a bit of money. And I had just gotten into this, and I'd started doing these convention center gigs. He got me other jobs. I was working as but as I was observing what was going on, nobody really told me what was going on or who this man really was. But I began to hear about all the parties that he would throw. Now, I did find out the man was gay. You say, well, what's that have to do with it, Dave? Well, or bisexual. I think he was gay, but I think he was gay because he didn't live with a woman. So I'm pretty sure he was just gay. And he would throw these huge parties. He was the head of Las Vegas Convention Center, controlling all of it. And he would have these big parties, and the people who would attend were the most powerful people in the world. And it was kind of like the Epstein Island. They did some bad things, and I didn't like it. I didn't know what to say. I wasn't really with this woman very long, even though I was married to her for years, but she left, went to Canada, and we were separated for many years. And I never did really know much about her brothers and her family. I don't know if Newsom, her family name, was connected with the Newsom that's running California, but I will tell you they are connected, both of them. And they would do extremely risque orgies, all kinds of crazy parties, and these were only the higher elites. And this is what gave the man his position. It was like blackmail. This guy named Newsom, my wife's brother, was a very powerful person. So I know how the state works, the politics, and I knew it was being run from the top. The Mormon organization is a smooth machine. I remember way up in Bonner's Ferry on the border of the Canadian border in Idaho, in the little panhandle. We're like 30 miles from the Canadian border. And the majority religion in that town was not Mormon. They did have a Mormon church in the area, and there were Mormon churches in the area, but there was probably as many or more Seventh-day Adventist churches. There were Jehovah's Witness Kingdom Halls. There were Mennonites everywhere. There was Baptists and Assemblies of God and all the other, Churches of God and Episcopal and all the other it was Christian Science. It was very New Agey. They had a Unity Church. But still, even though they were nowhere near the majority, the Mormons in that area, I mean, they were like a very small minority, they ran the elections and the government. And on election day in Bonners Ferry, Idaho, just for little menial little tasks in this little dinky town of 2,000 some odd people on the Idaho-Canadian border. And they would be this big, huge bus, I think a Greyhound, huge. And on the day of the election, all these people would pour out of the bus, go in and vote, get back on the bus and go back to Salt Lake City. And this is how they controlled the politics in all the little towns. But they don't do it just in Idaho. They run Nevada. They run Utah. They run Idaho. They run some parts of Oregon. They run a lot of California and Nevada, certainly they run. And they run Arizona. So they kind of have the Western Hemisphere. Who are they? Well, this is the Brigham Young secret York Rite masonry that came in and took it and built the Gothic temple there. And it is the new modern 21st century religion that has been hijacked by the Illuminati from Brigham Young, who killed the prophet. Now, I don't know why I actually got into that, but this particular guy, his name is Brian. His name was Patrick Bryn or Brian. I don't know how to say it. Byrne. And he's in Salt Lake area. I can tell by his accent and the way his mannerisms and so forth, he was probably LDS. He was FBI, high up in the FBI. He said he spoke Chinese. He's been sent all over the world. And he acts like he doesn't know what's going on. Well, I don't know if they do know what's going on necessarily. They all lie to each other. But he was very loyal. He did know this. He knew that he was a Mormon. He had been taught to keep the secrets. He knows the oath he's under. He may have thought, though, perhaps, that he's the good guy. You got to be pretty high up the chain to really know that you're doing evil. He said he thought he was trying to get blackmail on Hillary Clinton simply for good reasons, right? The FBI had reasons it's like a law enforcement action. And when he found out that they were, he claims, trying to subvert the election so that they were going to have Hillary Clinton be president for 8 years. And then after that, Michelle Obama. That in order to make certain that Hillary Clinton always toed the line, did everything they said during those 8 years, they had her go and be bribed. They gave her $18 million for turkey or some bribe. And they had it recorded. And he says they put it in a Bunsen burner. I'm not really sure what that is, but I can picture a little burning thing with a candle under it. And they would put this bribe that she did in there and put the flame on low. And she wouldn't have to worry about being exposed as long as she did what she was supposed to do. But if she ever started thinking for herself, he says, they would turn up the Bunsen burner, and it, they would say, oh, we're going to expose you. We're going to put you in prison. Well, according to this guy and all the web now that's heard the story, and he calls it Operation Snow Globe. That's what he called it. And I thought when he said that, really you would call that Operation Snow Globe? I mean, I see the point, is that she's in the snow globe, Hillary Clinton. And whenever they wanted to, they could pick up the snow globe and shake it. Meaning, that's according to him, meaning that they could bring this issue up and control her. But I thought, you know what, snow globe, isn't that kind of interesting that they want to put a deep freeze over the world and put all the glitter in the air and block out the light from the sun? Maybe they're trying to stop the radiation from hitting their internets or satellites. But, and is it really coming from the sun, or is it coming from Jesus? Is Jesus going to take out the satellites, right? And they're trying to protect us from Jesus or something? I don't really know. But now, and again, I don't know if this Byron or whatever his name, Patrick, I don't know that he isn't a bad person. I don't know that he is really in the know completely what he's doing. Might think he's a good guy, but they always do, don't they? Right? I'm sure President Knorr of the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society, or Franz or Hinschel, thought they were good, maybe. Who knows? Although they were Bavarians. So I don't know how they could not realize that they were taking over the world and murdering people, but they're told, oh, well, it's God's will. They're God, Yahweh wants to destroy the wicked, and they're wicked, so you can kill them. You're undercover. Don't worry, you're working for us. I don't know what they're, how much these people know. I don't even know how much the highest person in authority on this earth, I don't know who that would be. Maybe Elon Musk, probably, possibly Donald Trump, because I will show you later, I believe Donald Trump is playing in this drama. And what they're feeding either this guy, Patrick Byron or whatever his name is, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm going to say Byrne, I don't know, or Byron or something, because there's a Y in it, but it doesn't sound like there's any way to pronounce it correctly, so I'm not sure how to pronounce it. But we'll call him Patrick. Either he doesn't really know, and he's saying, oh, yeah, they're going to try and take Trump out. Trump accidentally won. They really had plans to have Hillary in power, and then they were going to run Michelle. But he accidentally, like some freak thing, and then it turned into this Russia, which was all done by Obama. And Obama now is like, oh, we can't let this happen again. So he's not going to win this next election. And this guy says they have control. They made him in Venezuela of these voting machines. They're scams. And they're going to win again. They're not going to let Trump. So in other words, he's saying, look, Trump's the good guy. They didn't like Trump. They don't like Trump. And it seems to fit. Romney didn't like Trump. Hillary didn't like Trump. The only thing that doesn't fit is that I believe they have much more control than that. They run everything. Both the Democrats and the Republicans, my friends, and the communists and the capitalists. And they set this, we've been saying it over and over again, Biden is just a bumbling idiot that they put in power to make you think that nobody knows what's going on and it's just accident and the criminals are taking over, but it's not the real government of the United States, of course. And yet it's Hollywood and all these powerful billionaires that aren't saying anything about this corruption, really. And some of these powerful people like Elon is pretending to be persecuted just like Trump, another billionaire, pretending. Because why? Because they want you to believe in this narrative. They're even running this guy out, whether he knows what he's doing or not. This FBI Mormon guy. Glenn Beck, same thing, doesn't have a clue. He's another Mormon. They got powerful people in the media, too. Yes, they do. Senators, people running for president. But, like I said, Mitt Romney didn't really want to be president. He backed the guy he was trying to beat, the Democrat. And praised Obama and hates Trump. So it sounds like there's two sides and Trump won and they're not going to let Trump win again and we got to vote for him, right? The problem is I think they're all in on it. I know they're all in on it because they got Biden in, right? Why would they put some ridiculous Mr. Magoo in there if they were really running the world and they didn't want Trump and they didn't let Trump in? Oh, well, they put somebody like Biden in because they can control him, right? Maybe, well, why didn't they put Hillary in? They already had a bribe over on her. They could have controlled her. They've been controlling Bill Clinton for years. You think it just started? The reason they didn't let Hillary win is they gave her $18 million as a bribe and said, now go away. You're not going to be president. What we're going to do is we're going to use this to make it look like Trump accidentally won. And it's a big war. We don't want Trump to win. And of course, the whole world's scared of Obama. We all know when that happened. He was a communist informant and he was a terror. He worked for a terrorist organization. He was born in Kenya or Hawaii or something. Well, they say he was born in Hawaii, but it's been proven that he was born in Kenya. Not that that matters, except that it's unconstitutional. He can't be president. And he was infiltrated by George Soros. So we knew all that. But we think, oh, but Trump's a good guy, see? But wait a minute. Trump's on the island dancing, doing all that stuff too. Trump paid millions of dollars in a court case to squash this young girl, underage, who says he raped her and did some terrible things. But we didn't hear about that because it's been squashed. They don't want you to know about that. And that's why nothing is coming to light about Epstein, because Epstein is the CIA. You've heard that. And so all of these guys, and even Trump, or else he would never become president. You've heard about Q, it's the military. Well, if the military and the CIA aren't against each other, they're all infiltrated by the same Aleister Crowley, Charles Taze Russell Germans that came over here. These Bavarians, they are controlling the Mormons. They are controlling the Catholic Church. They have had control. They run Jehovah's Witnesses with the Bavarians and the Henschels and the Knorrs and the Franzes and the Rutherfords, which brought these Germans over, made Hollywood and the music industry with Aleister Crowley and Scientology is another mafia-style cult for the elite, like Dr. Berg, which, got some great videos, but he's still a Scientologist. And it's a mafia. And You can't ignore this. The Moonies are running South Korea, or part of that operation. They run it all. That's why all the cars are coming out of South Korea. The Hyundai or something. And, that's why we got control of Japan right away, years ago. Hong Kong, all of it. Taiwan. You think China's running it? Baloney. Billionaires run the world. And they have corporations in China and in Russia and in the United States. And they're all Bavarian of this particular family. But we've talked about that many, many times. But it's funny, not that many people even know about this Operation Snow Globe. So why would they be operating this hoax when nobody knows about it? Wouldn't they want people to know about it? Well, they allow people to know about it. You can find it on YouTube. This guy's speech, this Patrick, and his story about what he did and his promise that he's telling the truth. He's a real FBI agent. It's real. And either he's just sitting there lying or, and if it's true, then we know. If everything he's saying is accurate, then we know they don't like Trump. And Trump's another group and he's winning. If you believe that, I got a bridge to sell you in Arizona. Obama is not the one running the show. He's another one of these agents. Hillary's an agent. Mitt Romney didn't care if he was president. He's just one of their agents. And they're pulling this off on the late night shows. They're like, oh, we don't like Trump. And, why? Because they're all told not to like Trump for a specific period of time. And then they're going to, oh my goodness, the world's coming to an end because of Biden. He's a bumbling idiot. I guess we made a mistake. It's our fault. We voted for the wrong guy. Oh, look at you idiots making your children into transgenders. You stupid. Promoting abortion. And now all of a sudden everything's, the table's being reversed. Was because Trump woke everybody up? No. Because the show goes this way. You start off, you get to see the bad guy, you hate the bad guy, and then here comes the hero. That's how it works, friends. Trump is playing the hero. What is he going to do? Come in with warp speed and give you all what? Well, what he did. He started the banking, the new digital banking financial system, which is already in place and will be fully implemented by April. And by that time, you better have found your place to go hide. Get out of the cities. Get out of the world. Don't be any part of the world, or you will share with her in her sins. They run this. They're orchestrating this. And the guy that was telling you this either is in on it with him and just giving you a fake out, right? A story to make you believe in Trump so that you'll 100%, everybody will back Trump and yay, we got Trump, law and order, and oh, great, how great is Israel? And we're going to remember, it's already been announced that Trump is the Messiah. Cyrus, that means in Isaiah, he's called the Messiah. And what did Cyrus do? After 70 years, he made the call to rebuild Jerusalem because it was a prophecy. What did Trump do? Well, after 70 years exactly, from 1947 in December of 2017, 70 years later, to fulfill the prophecy, they got a coin with Cyrus on one side and Trump on the other. He is their Messiah. And there will be only 10 years after that, because it cannot go beyond 80 if they're mighty. And that city over there, unknowns to them, is going to fall forever and ever. And this system is going to fall. So either this guy, Patrick, doesn't know and they've duped him and he believes this, or he knows perfectly well, he's very high up in the thing and they're all orchestrated and they're all lying. And, because even if they were lying, they thought they're doing Lord service, because in their oath to their deity, they're told that they got to do whatever they're told and it's all for the greater good. But this is probably a hoax. Let me share something with you. As I said, why did they call it the snow globe operation when it has to do with Hillary? Look at this. Operation Snow Globe. was disclosed in 2015, same time, as a nation-state espionage malware campaign believed to have been developed and used by a French intelligence agency. I thought it was about Hillary and her bribe, but now they call it the same thing, Operation Snow Globe. Maybe it's much more massive operation than what we had thought. Maybe it isn't just about Hillary. Is it also about what it appears to be saying? A snow globe? The world will become a freezing snow globe because they're trying to kill us all? Or block out the radiation from the sun? Or maybe the light of Christ? The operation mainly targeted organizations in Iran, including universities, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Atomic Energy Organization, and a subsidiary of the country's telecommunications company. The attackers also targeted a French-language Canadian media firm and organizations in France, Norway, Spain, Greece, and 2 former French colonies in Africa, Algeria, and the Ivory Coast. So, I don't know which one you want to believe. Either Operation Snow Globe is to control Hillary Clinton, and oopsie, Trump became president. They didn't want that. But they're still going to carry it out. They're still trying to put Michelle Obama in as president. They'll run her against. Maybe they will. They let this cat out of the bag. We're going to see it, and we're going to think, oh yeah, this is all coming true. The guy was telling the truth. Trump's a good guy. No, this guy's just telling you that so that all you Christians, gun-toting liberals, gun-toting conservative Christians, you terrorists, are going to believe this Q thing, this Trump thing, and you're going to see this guy, an FBI agent. Of course, you're going to trust him because he's FBI, right? Well, he's a whistleblower, so of course we would believe him. Well, these whistleblowers, like WikiLeaks, that came out, and then supposedly Hillary didn't become president, but, well, who exposed the WikiLeaks? The government. There's not 2 governments or 2 shadow governments or 2 rulers of the world. They have it all. They run the Democrats and the Republicans, and they purposely put those WikiLeaks. They purposely told you about Epstein. Only enough to make you not know what's going on. But they got something on everybody. And they run both sides. And then they let that WikiLeaks out because they didn't want Hillary to be president. Or probably, and more likely, Hillary knew she wasn't going to be president. But it was just a big staged event to make us believe that Trump's the great guy who's fighting them all. Who's against. Look at the whole debate was just masterful. I remember sitting on the edge of my seat watching that debate between Trump and Hillary. And they'll make anybody believe. I mean, the hero has got to make people believe, right? So he's got to be hunted down by the other side. Well, the other side is just the 2 sides of the coin. They're just playing both parts. That's when you make a movie, you've got to have a bad guy and a good guy. So how pervasive is this Operation Snow Globe? Is it also then not only about Hillary, but also about espionage, malware campaign? And it might also be about the deep freeze that they're trying to put us in, figuratively and literally. Maybe it's not Hillary that's in that snow globe, but it's you and I. Well, look at this. I mean, you can go on all these websites. They're all over the place. You don't think that they would take these sites down if they didn't want you to know about this? Well, it's not everywhere because they don't want the liberals to know about it. This is for the conservatives, for our camp, for us to believe. The liberals, they're getting, in their feed, they're getting stuff like, oh, transgenders is good, and the old bad conservatives are coming to get you, right? Got to go with Obama and Michelle. Okay, there's going to be that side of the aisle. Then there's going to be all the others, and they're going to be a civil war. Bombshell interview, Operation Snow Globe. Breaking news, Hillary Clinton is caught in an FBI sting, taking an $18 million bribe with Overstock CEO Patrick Byrne, see, I don't know how that's Byron or something, as the go-between him and alleged foreign nation. And he said he wouldn't reveal what a nation was, what foreign nation. FBI, Bill Barr, and Obama are exposed. So this is all over the place. Some of you read about it. You've got that quite a few different people coming out and exposing everything. Even Joe Rogan and Russell Brand and Glenn Beck are pretending to expose everything. But do they ever really expose anything? Do you think that Glenn Beck would be allowed to expose anything? He wasn't for Trump either, by the way. Now he is, I guess. And by the way, Glenn Beck says that Trump called him and asked him who he should run for vice president. And Glenn said, Hakawakashamwawami, whatever that guy's name is. The guy that dropped out of the race and backed Trump with the, from the Middle East, talks and everything exactly like Obama. Some are saying he's an Obama mole. Well, I don't think so. I think they all work together. And he is very slick. In fact, he's probably slicker than Obama. Talks and acts just like him. But now they're getting somebody in on the other side. And according to, now, I don't know why Trump, if he's a good guy, would even trust Glenn Beck, who's working for the FBI, because all the Mormons run the FBI. And remember, Trump was voting for the guy from Texas. I can't think of it right now. Anyway, Ted Cruz. Yeah. He didn't like. So it seems to fit. Perhaps all of these guys really believe in their things that they're doing and exposing what they can. And I'm sure that they're told, don't expose this. And they don't. And still think they're good because they're like, well, if I do that, they'll be mad at me and take me off the air. And I won't be able to tell people the good things that I can tell them. Well, if you are not allowed to tell them anything, basically you're boxed into a little corner and all you're doing is spouting propaganda, then you should be off the air anyway. But he says that Trump said, who do you want me to run? And he says that Shawakawami Swami. And Trump said, oh yeah? Well, he says, everybody I've asked says the same thing. So evidently Trump's going to run the Shawami Rami Waki. And I can tell you that guy, Swami Wami, is not your friend. He's a good talker, and he's pretending to back Trump because that's what all of ye want. He wants to be popular. But if you look into what he did for a living, he built up these pharma companies and stuff. He's on board with warp speed, biotechnologies, and all these things. Come on. Nobody who's involved in lawyerisms and attorneys and politics and pharma companies and all of this can be good. It's impossible. In fact, I will tell you, nobody in politics is good. Because, I trust me and just about me, and that's about it. Because I don't think most of you even could be trusted. Not only my subscribers, but most of the people in the world, maybe people listening. You couldn't be trusted because you don't know what's going on. You've been duped. You're following the wrong path. You're looking for making America great again and luxuries and more taxes and Hollywood and control and, what Trump's for the warp speed and the financial system that they're trying to put in place, which is going to be complete control over your mind, body, and soul. So, it's all over the place. They want you to know about it. Those who are getting this in their feed, you're the ones that need to believe this so that you can hate the other side. We're going to have to wake up and realize that we're the people. We don't believe either side. We're not going to believe that government's the answer, which is what Trump's saying, law and order, bigger military, more cops and more prisons and more, you got to crack down all these aliens and the people. And it's not really even about these people. It's about the terrorists and the drugs that's being brought over by the CIA. Open borders would, in a world where there wasn't a corrupt government would be great. Right? Because as many people coming into the United States might leave. Nobody would be leaving, going from country to country. They'd stay with their families, but they're being lured over here by money or sex or trafficking. That's why this is all crazy. And drugs, prostitution. It's evil. It has nothing to do with the principle of allowing people to come into your nation. And oh yeah, you conservatives, you really believe in the birth certificate and tracking everybody with a social security number? And control? You say, no, I don't believe in that. Then why do you care about who's coming over the border? Whether we have a wall. Would you really want a wall? That's to keep you in, not to keep them out. Or what? That's to keep you from leaving. It's a prison. That's what they got over there in Gaza. Is that what you want? You say, well, yeah, but what are we going to do, all these terrorists? Because we need to stop our governments, the terrorists. We're being destroyed from within. It has nothing to do with these poor little Mexican people that are wanting a better life, because that's not what's going on. They're staying in Mexico. They're scared out of their mind. These people coming across the border are being funneled over here by Biden and probably Trump. It's just a scam. They can get away with it because they got Trump saying, oh, we can't do this. And you're all like, yay, Trump. Someday he'll get in there and he'll fix it, but it's never going to happen. It's just an orchestrated event. So, if you don't believe this is orchestrated, here's Rumble, which I'll tell you something about Rumble and shoot.
Position.
Listen.
And thus, when the cop shows up and tried to sell the cocaine, it's not entrapment, but it's a good sting.
They let him talk.
All that to me, and they said, you're going to work for us setting up Hillary Clinton. And I'm not going to go into the details.
Everybody thinks he's a hero.
$18 million bribe.
For bribing
was to arrange
a prospective presidential
I was to get the person paying I was to get the bag man into a room with her.
Candidate.
7 weeks later, on January 14th, 2016, Hillary Clinton in a hotel room met with the bag man. I can even go into how it was done, but it won't go into it's not.
All right, that's enough. But it's all over Rumble and Biddy Shoot. And it's even on YouTube. Now, they will take my videos down that fast if they don't like it. But they let this go because they want you to know about the plan, that Trump is the good guy. But friends, don't think that anything good's going to come of it. He might not even become president because their plan is that we're going to be going into the Great Tribulation this year before Trump becomes president. But you see, there's a BitChute. It's all over the place. But look at this. You put Operation Snow Globe in Google. The first thing that comes up is Operation Snow Globe, disclosed in 2015, a nation-state espionage malware campaign. We spoke of that. It's not the same operation. And then we've got Snow Globes for sale, but then under that, Operation Snow Globe, $18 million bribe to Hillary. First of all, I don't even think Hillary would accept $18 million. I think she's getting billions doing other things. So I think this is just some crazy hoax. So there's the number 2 thing they're going to tell you about. Then you go down a little further and it says Operation Snow Globe gets drug suspects off the streets. We got Operation Snow Globe, Delta Green, Wiki? A sample being tested at an FDA laboratory has generated a number of keyword results that red flagged it with a program. The same appears to be... What? Take a look at that. Operation Snow Globe, the briefing. A sample being tested at an FDA laboratory has generated a number of keyword results that red flagged it with the program. The sample appears to be of an unknown type of mold that shows indicators of being a non-terrestrial origin. Non-terrestrial origin? A mold? And it's similar to a sample recovered from a compromised Pisces black site. What? The source of the sample was a Dr. Kerry Sosa, a microbiologist. So it's actually, Operation Snow Globe is actually the thing in the arm. that we did. The COV, the VID, some kind of microbiology, working for a Sociedad bioengineer, a biofuel plant located outside the small Midwest town of Irvine. Dr. Sosa had reached out to a college friend working for the FDA with concerns over research her company was conducting and forwarded the sample to them for analysis. 8 days ago, Dr. Sosa was reported as missing, a missing person. The agents are to investigate the disappearance of Dr. Sosa. The agents, what? Are we talking about a play here? A novel? A plan that they proposed? What is this? Delta Green Wiki. Fandom. It's about some kind of fan kingdom. Is this about a movie? I really don't know. But I think I've heard of this Dr. Sosa. But its spores can survive for prolonged periods in the environment, meaning that sites where they have been released should be contaminated to prevent future infections. Well, I don't know what it is. I don't even want to sit around thinking about what this might be. But I'm saying something weird's going on. Why they call all of these Operation Snow Globe. And look at this one. Operation Snow Globe, 26 people charged in Northeast Ohio drug bust. These are a bunch of people that, remember, we've seen 3 different things that this operation is supposed to be. Now it's in Cleveland, and the Department of Justice is trying to get 26 people indicted for trafficking illegal drugs. The bust is being called Operation Snow Globe. What else? Look at this one. Operation Snow White. A criminal conspiracy by the Church of Scientology during the 1970s to purge unfavorable records about Scientology and its founder, L. Ron Hubbard. Remember, he's one of the original Aleister Crowley Satanists that have taken over Hollywood and government and different things. Look, I know that's not Operation Snow Globe, but these are the very people that we should think might be in on this, and they might be using different operations, but all kind of part of the same operation. Here we have Eastern Massachusetts. Aries exercise, Operation Snow Globe document, Saturday, February 3rd, 2024, at 1 a.m. Says, please see the exercise document for the Saturday, we just mentioned that date, in Massachusetts, Operation Snow Globe. This includes all frequency information and activities for the drill. Please note that the document will be updated once more with final changes and updates to the exercise document. Link to the exercise document is listed below. While this is an Aries exercise based in Eastern Massachusetts, the exercise is open to all who would like to participate, and you need not be a member of Aries or living in Eastern Massachusetts to participate. Many thanks to all those that participate. What are they participating in? Watch this carefully, guys.
Greetings. I will need Lambda 5 operatives on my mission tomorrow at 7 p.m. I will share the information about the mission. Lambda 5 operatives, alongside with Charlie 202 operatives, will be embarking on a mission to explore the snow globe further and capture any anomalies on the way. We will be operating in Sector Charlie, so please dress accordingly. This is meant to be a stealth mission. No disturbance is expected, but be ready anyways.
I facilitated a bribe for Hillary Clinton on January 14th.